Really looking forward to seeing these battlers get locked in. I think they're almost ready to go here. I think we had one battler lock in. I think we're just having Party Marty finalize this team, and then we'll get into the action.
Yes, and I always love seeing the trainers and their outfits as well. You can have a little bit of intimidation depending on the pose you choose in game and your outfit. Absolutely fantastic.
All right, well, we are moving into these battles. Let's see if we're going to see some of these new Pokemon like the Diggersby. And yes, there it is, Diggersby versus the Skarmory. AXN on the left, Party Marty on the right. So the Diggersby does have access to the Fire Punch. You normally wouldn't think that a ground Pokemon would have much play versus a flying. However, with access to this Fire Punch, able to hit super effective versus the Skarmory.
Yes, that Fire Punch is definitely a really good asset for the Diggersby. We can also see that golden shiny Lickitung back there ready to go.
All right, well, we see the Diggersby get to another Fire Punch. It has a second one stored. The Skarmory farming up tons and tons of energy, nearing 100 energy. It's going to be unleashing it very soon. Let's see if it, yes, it opts to go for the Brave Bird. This is going to be a lot of damage. I don't know if Diggersby no shield on this one. Let's see how much this does.
This is going to be a massive hit. Takes the Diggersby all the way down into the red, and here comes that Umbreon, but it's going to be met with an Earthquake. Umbreon is incredibly tanky, does not need to worry about this Earthquake whatsoever.
Okay, if you're AXN, you're relatively happy not to have your Lickitung lined up versus this Umbreon. Would be resisting the licks from the Umbreon. Opts to instead bring in the Wall Rain here, able to build to these Icicle Spears very fast. However, this is the Shadow Wall Rain. It can take one of these foul plays, but a second one's going to be very close to knocking out.
Yes, so the Wall Rain pressuring with that fast move, and it has some Icicle Spears ready. It has one, gonna start building to two. The Umbreon still no shields, knowing it can take this first charge move on the nose, and then moving into this foul play here.
All right, well, we're seeing the next foul play through. Wall Rain will be able to live this one, but AXN opting to preserve some HP. We see the first Protect Shield come out. Gonna be trying to unleash the rest of this energy. Already at one Icicle Spear. It's gonna try and make it to potentially an Earthquake. Will Icicle Spear be enough? And we have a CMP event here.
All right, looks like Party Marty opting to save those Protect Shields and allowing the Umbreon to faint here, and then choosing to bring in that Alolan Ninetales, running that powerful Charm Fast move, doing extra damage to the Shadow Wall Rain, having that defense drop being
okay,
Shadow.
This is a huge call coming through from Party Marty. This is a resisted Icicle Spear, still does a good chunk of damage, but all this energy unleashed now. That could have been an Earthquake. Huge call from Party Marty.
Yes, Party Marty choosing to unleash the last bit of energy onto the Alolan Ninetales, taking it down to about half health, but now that Wall Rain is out of the picture.
Okay, well, we're going to see the Licky come in, and these licks are going to add up very quickly here. You're seeing this one-turn fast move damage starting to incrementally add up versus this Alolan Ninetales. However, we are now in a position where you have the shield advantages. Party Marty, will you be able to hang on with these last two Pokemon, or is this Lickitung Diggersby double normal combo going to be able to pull it off?
Trying perhaps to make a catch, doesn't quite do it. The Body Slam is going to hit the Skarmory, but no, there is a Protect Shield that Party Marty decides to use.
Gotta shield something here, DeFi.
Yes, you do. You can't take him into the next game. So bringing in, we have another Body Slam. That Lickitung had a ton of energy, so choosing to burn both shields here to protect the Skarmory.
All right, well, we see a Sky Attack already built, now opting to bring in the Diggersby, going to soak up the Sky Attack. I don't know that we're going to see a Protect Shield here. No, putting it all on the back of this Lickitung. Everything is low HP at this point. There's nothing that's very healthy. It is going to be a race to the finish. Both of these trainers trying to get to this last charge move. We see the Sky Attack right at the same time as this Body Slam. One shield left for AXN. Going to go ahead and use that one. The Skarmory and this Ninetales, they're both very low DeFi.
They are, so I think we're going to see this Body Slam. No, we're going to see licks and licks and a lick
down. Oh my gosh.
Down.
Has the Body Slam ready to go, but has the Weather Ball as well. We see a CMP. Oh my gosh, this Alolan Ninetales wins the CMP, will knock out this Lickitung, and that is going to be game number one going to Party Marty.
Fantastic game. Again, these battlers are so skilled that these types of matches are going to come down to one event, one charge move priority event, one fast move, one charge move. Very, very high level of play here from these two battlers.
We've seen it time and time again, but swapping out with the charge move banked, knowing, Party Marty knowing that regardless of what happens, as long as shields are down, he'll be able to win that CMP, regardless of whether that Lickitung has 5 energy, whether it has 100 energy. He's going to be able to get that charge move off. When those shields are down, It won him the game, and we saw it just there. So AXN going to have to reconsider, see what he wants to bring into this next matchup. We saw two normal Pokemon here, the Lickitung as well as the Diggersby there. Both of them have not the best play versus the Skarmory, so I think it was a very smart play for PartyMarty to go ahead and bring that in. Skarmory resisting the mud shots from the Diggersby, and also resisting both the Body Slam and the Power Whip from the Lickitung.
Yes, so the double normal strategy bringing both did not work out for ITSAXN this time. I wonder what is going to come back. There are definitely some other Pokemon that we could see. We could see Sableye, we could see that Nidoqueen. We've talked about that really big poison jab damage, Poison Fang debuffing defense. I'm not sure if it has a ton of play here, but it's definitely a fun pick, perhaps a Medicham. I think our battlers are starting to get locked in here, Wholesome.
Yeah, well, DeFi, one of the things that we see time and time again from PartyMarty, he seems to have a penchant for this Charm Alolan Ninetales, always finds a way to get it lined up, kind of lives and dies by this Alolan Ninetales. So it does open up the possibility for ITSAXN to bring in the Shadow Nidoqueen. Now that said, PartyMarty may have something prepared for it, perhaps the Skarmory, perhaps the Swampert, both of them relatively hard counters to that Nidoqueen. It's going to be hard, but if he can get the right alignment, it could be that pivotal, game-changing type of moment that we need to see here. All right, well, guys, we are getting game number 2 lined up. Let's take a look. It looks like that we have the Walrein here on the left side of your screen matched up versus the Skarmory, a relatively neutral matchup. These Powder Snows and Icicle Spears hitting neutral versus the Flying Steel type.
And even though we are just getting started here, how this initial matchup plays out can often set the playing field for the rest of the battle. So these first initial matchups are crucial. Walrein throwing that first Icicle Spear, taking Skarmory under half health.
Yeah, 100% agree. And one more thing, if you take a look at these back lines here, you can see that it can be very, very polarizing with some of these different Pokemon that might get matched up. You don't want to have your Diggersby lined up versus that Swampert. You don't want to have your Lickitung lined up versus that Umbreon. Oh, and we are seeing a huge play coming here. This Skarmory is going to be going down. This Walrein looking very strong, but we see the second shield DeFi.
The second shield choosing to save. This Skarmory has 2 Sky Attacks worth of energy loaded up. PartyMarty does not want to let all of that energy go to waste. So we are going to see the first Sky Attack go. We see a couple more fast moves, maybe trying to build to that Brave Bird, but no, taking and banking that charge move, putting Skarmory in the back.
All right, well, PartyMarty investing both of those shields, wanting to dictate the alignment for this matchup. And we see a swap out from AXN, so PartyMarty does have the advantage now, able to line up the Umbreon, again, resisting that Ghost-type fast move, the Lick, due to its start typing.
Exactly. So we continue seeing we have the Body Slam ready on the Lickitung, but the Umbreon is going to go here first with the foul play. We have 2 incredibly bulky Pokemon, so it might be a little bit before we start to see these shields come into play. Oh, we have 1 shield left on the Lickitung for ITSAXN, no shields left for PartyMarty.
That's right, and I think ITSAXN does not know that the Swampert is in the back, but it's very common to pair that core together, the Swampert Skarmory core, one of the most common that we see in lots of formats. So it may already be understanding that there is a Swampert, something that he's going to have to save a Protect Shield for. I don't think that we're going to see any shields invested to this Lickitung, and this is quite a long matchup here. The battle of the 2 tanks.
Yes, the battle of the tanks, 100% agree. So continuing on, we're going to start seeing these Body Slams fly. They are eventually going to take its toll on PartyMarty's Umbreon, slowly but surely chipping away at its health. So these battlers are trying to win.
Well, we almost saw a catch there.
Ooh, very close.
Yeah, I don't know that this is quite going to knock out this Umbreon. Everything's going to be on this Walrein, honestly. If we take a look at this matchup, both the Skarmory as well as the... ooh, and we have a quick switch out here. PartyMarty getting this Sky Attack off versus the... versus the Walrein here. Shields it up, putting everything on this Walrein. Will it be able to farm down? We're going to see them race to the finish here, and oh my gosh, a huge farm down on the Skarmory, loaded with energy going into this next matchup.
That has got to hurt, losing all of that energy on the Skarmory. Now PartyMarty's in a position now, needs to bring out that Swampert and have that Swampert go to work. We have no Protect Shields remaining, and incoming an Earthquake from the Shadow. Walrein and Swampert has nothing left to hide behind, Wholesome.
This is going to be very close to knocking out, and there it goes. The Swampert goes down. Umbreon has some energy. We see the foul play come out. Is this going to be enough to knock out the Walrein?
It's going to be very close, and it does knock out the Walrein, but there are still 2 Pokemon left in the back. Umbreon is going to use this charge move to knock out the Lickitung, but the Diggersby is still there, I think, on AXN side, completely healthy.
Yeah, we might see a Snarl down here, but unfortunately just don't have enough HP. This Diggersby is far too healthy for this Umbreon. We're going to see its AXN able to take game number 2. Despite this foul play coming through, it's just going to tickle the Diggersby there, and we have game number 2 going to its AXN, tying the series.
All right, so we have a tie, and you know what that means, Wholesome. We have
a decisive
game
number
3.
Incredible stuff. All right, well, guys, we love seeing these game number 3s. The Diggersby there, we were a little bit worried about it getting matched up versus that Swampert, but the best way to avoid having to face off versus the Swampert is knocking it out earlier in the round, and we saw tons and tons of value from that Walrein once again. It's been one of the most valuable Pokemon here within this tournament. We saw it take out the Skarmory. In that lead matchup, oh my gosh, 2 shields invested from PartyMarty. Hard to believe.
It is, 100% agree. And just this was truly the battle of the bulk, because its AXN hardly even used that Diggersby, was able to rely almost completely on the Lickitung, on the Walrein, 2 other very bulky Pokemon today.
Yeah, despite the licks being resisted by that Umbreon from the Lickitung, still able to have a relatively neutral matchup, that Body Slam being such a good move, and those licks, they do add up. They're never going to do less than 1 damage, just continually chipping away one after the other. I think that the key to victory there, again, was the Walrein. Had great matchups versus the Skarmory, great matchups versus the Swampert, and then if you're able to have that neutral matchup, the Lickitung and the Umbreon, you know, it was able to take the victory. PartyMarty is probably going to have to come back here with a little bit of a better answer to that Walrein. If we take a look back, we actually did not see the Alolan Ninetales. Perhaps thinking that its AXN was going to be bringing that Nidoqueen, opted to leave it on the bench for game number 2. Game number 3, though, we might see it back.
We might see it back, and maybe that's an opportunity for its AXN to bring that Nidoqueen back. And it is, for AXN, that is a Shadow Nidoqueen that's been sitting on the bench. We talk a little bit about bench pressure, Pokemon that you maybe not bring into the matchup, but because this is a team of 6, pick 3, just being able to show it can spark some fear, put some fear in your opponent's heart.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we're seeing from its AXN, oh, and we're moving into our battle here, guys. Game number 3, it looks like we have the Lickitung versus the Swampert. This is the Shadow Swampert here from PartyMarty, opting to bring the same team, albeit in a different order this time. And it looks like we have actually a double repeat. Both of these battlers running the same teams, just a little bit different alignment.
All right, we'll have to see, is this alignment going to change the entire play of the battle, or are we going to see
a huge earthquake coming through there, DeFi.
Huge earthquake hitting the Lickitung, taking it all the way down into the red. We're seeing a swap out for the Diggersby into the Umbreon. Again, 2 incredibly bulky Pokemon. We're going to be seeing a lot of foul plays, maybe an earthquake landing, maybe some fire punches. Lots and lots of charge moves are going to fly here.
This is going to be a relatively slow matchup as well. We saw the Umbreon last time versus the Lickitung. This is a time, if you guys are in the Twitch chat, maybe go grab a snack, get a cheese stick, maybe go grab some sort of energy drink, because we're going to get some more fast-paced action after this. But this matchup here, guys, unfortunately, it's the battle of the 2 tanks once again. Very, very bulky team from its AXN, but these earthquakes, they're going to start adding up very quickly on this Umbreon.
Yes, and it is going to depend on how these battlers are going to use their Protect Shields. We have 2 on the side of AXN. We have 1 left on the side of PartyMarty. So choosing how we're going to use those Protect Shields is definitely going to be decisive here on who finishes this matchup in the lead.
Okay, so looking at some of these back matchups here, we're going to have to see where this Walrein is going to get aligned. It obviously would love to see that Swampert. PartyMarty does not want to see it whatsoever. Going to try and perhaps get it lined up versus the Skarmory, but no, we see a Swampin coming from AXN, opting to bring the Walrein in. It's going to have to shield up one of these foul plays.
It is, and it chooses to shield up the first one. So we're going to see that both are at a charge move, but the Umbreon is going to go first. No shield on the side of AXN.
AXN knows that this Walrein is one of the strongest Pokemon that he has versus PartyMarty's entire core, opting to preserve its HP early and often. We're going to see it build up to a lot of energy. We saw an attempt for a swap out there, I think, from PartyMarty, but the Icicle Spear is going to come through. I don't know if this is enough to KO. It's going to be very close.
No KO on the Umbreon, choosing to quickly get in that foul play.
That is huge. Yeah, we see this Umbreon able to throw this move. This is going to force the second Protect Shield from AXN.
Exactly, and then we move into the Skarmory, completely at full health, is going to have to withstand the hail that this Walrein is bringing, just raining ice down with these Icicle Spears.
It can take one Icicle Spear, but it's not going to want to take two. They add it very fast from the Shadow Walrein, and oh, we see a huge catch on the Diggersby, taking all this energy from the Skarmory. That Sky Attack is going to land on the Diggersby and take it out. All right.
It is, and we still have one Protect Shield on the side of Party Marty. Just trying to decide when to use it. Are we going to see it on the Skarmory? Are we going to see it on the Swampert? Swampert's still pretty healthy sitting back there.
This is a battle for survival right now. Party Marty, ITSAXN. Whoever loses this game, they will be sent home. Whoever wins will be moving on. We see the Skarmory take the next Icicle Spear. We're very close to even to the next one. What are we going to see? Is that going to be a farm down? No, hangs on. Oh my gosh, the Walrein gets the Skarmory all the way down, comes loaded with energy.
That ITSAXN's Walrein is living with 1 HP and a dream. That Lickitung is still hanging out back there. We see the first Icicle Spear go. It will not be able to get to a second one, just barely hanging on to throw this move.
Okay, keep in mind, we haven't seen this Lickitung in quite some time. It took that earthquake earlier on, but I don't think it's thrown its energy. Yes, look at all that energy that it has, and it farms all the way down. Okay, has 2 body slams ready to go here. We see the Snarl come through, but we only have 1 shield, and there's 2 body slams. This is looking good for AXN.
It is. The Umbreon is not at a move, so here comes that second body slam. So it's AXN taking game 3. Here we have the Umbreon feint. So it's AXN winning this 2-1.
Incredible energy management there from ITSAXN. Absolutely high-level gameplay. That's the stuff that you guys see here in the top 8. No surprises that both of these trainers made it to this stage, but unfortunately for Party Marty, he is going to have to pack up, and that's all for him. ITSAXN will be moving on to the next round of the losers bracket.
Yes, it's AXN continuing through the bracket, trying to fight his way through to the losers finals.
Okay, well, what a game that we just saw right there.